6 psychological tricks that you can use to your favor. Welcome to a new video of encrypted knowledge. Today we will talk about 6 psychological tricks that you can use to your favor. Stay until the end. They are all very useful. Next, we will tell you 6 psychological tricks that you can use to read people and get more information from what your words and gestures show. In this way, you can have a more assertive and empathetic attitude, considerably improving your relationship with others. The rest. 1. Relax your mind and do not get carried away by prejudices. The first trick to learning to read people is to keep our minds open to objectively receive everything that others show us. This implies that we should not judge right off the bat without thoroughly knowing the person or the situation in which they find themselves. One of the big mistakes we make in the task of interpreting the other is to assume things based on experiences. So the best thing will always be to relax our thoughts and face each new situation or interaction objectively to avoid misinterpretations. For this reason, it is necessary to avoid judgments of the type "my friend is upset," because then everything that she tells you will be perceived with a shade of anger, when surely, deep down, it is not like that. 2. Learn to interpret his eye contact. It will sound trite, but the look is one of the personal elements that gives us away the most, for better or for worse. Interpreting looks goes much further than going with the mistaken thought that if you look up and to the right you are lying to us. It's not always that way. Depending on the context of the interaction, there will be other signs that can tell you that the person is trying to remember something or doing some mental calculation. If you come across someone who has trouble making eye contact, looks down, for example, that person is probably uncomfortable, shy, or insecure and looking to protect themselves. But unfortunately, a person who does not stare at you under any circumstances is not being honest with you. So watch out for these types of people. On the other hand, through the look you can perceive energies. Hasn't it happened to you that you look at someone and feel tenderness? Or, on the contrary, do you feel fear or suspicion? Never doubt what a look can convey to you. This also goes hand in hand with your intuition. 3. Observe the posture of the body. Extralinguistic features always tell us much more than words, and the position a person adopts in the interaction can tell you about feelings or emotions that they are experiencing at that moment. For example, if you are with the girl you like and she places one of her hands on her chin as if tilting her face for you to admire, well, that is exactly what she wants, for you to observe the beauty if she is flirting with you. On the other hand, you will know if a person is comfortable with you because they will subconsciously lean towards you looking for closeness. Proximity is also a clear sign of attraction or liking. On the contrary, if you notice that someone leans, but backwards, it undoubtedly shows distance, rejection, and even the erection of an imaginary wall that separates them. Have you noticed that there are people who tend to cross their arms or legs a lot? Without hesitation, they are unconsciously suggesting an attitude of self-protection, defense, or even, depending on the context, anger. 4. Watch the way you walk. Have you noticed people who always walk with their heads held high? Well, they really are beings with a lot of confidence in themselves. When they walk, they do it safely, with quick, measured movements and always with their faces to the world. Have you seen how there are others who always walk with shrunken shoulders and heads down? Who walk slowly, shuffling, like clumsy movements? This is an obvious sign of a lack of self-esteem or insecurity. If you are a born leader and you notice that one of your team shows a way of walking like this, it is time to pay a little attention to it so that you inject confidence and better projects are consolidated. 5. Pay attention to his words. Undoubtedly, the words are the words. They are always going to tell us something. However, sometimes you have to stop being so literal and look for another meaning to what they may be telling us. To begin with, words are the real test of the way we think. If you come across someone who uses phrases like "guess what," it means that she needs the approval or praise of others to feel confident. For example, if in a meeting, your boss begins his presentation with the word "I decided," it means that he is a person who thinks things through before acting, who does not take situations lightly. On the other hand, the use of sarcasm can be a characteristic of the personality, but you have to learn to distinguish when a person is really sarcastic and when he uses this resource to humiliate others. A person who is sarcastic by nature, believe me, will know where and with whom to be sarcastic. A person who seeks to hurt or humiliate others will not measure the scope of her sarcastic phrases. With this, you can already interpret and anticipate future behaviors in other contexts. Six, pay attention to certain facial expressions. It is difficult for us to hide facial expressions that show what we think or how we feel at a given moment. We can contain words, but a gesture is almost impossible. If in a daily conversation, someone smiles and you see that the crow's feet actually come out, that person is comfortable, cheerful, or happy. Now, if you notice that someone is frowning, they may be upset. If this is also accompanied by the appearance of expression lines, it can indicate that she is very thoughtful or that something is causing her concern. As for the raising of the eyebrows, undoubtedly if you see that someone raises them and also wakes up their eyes a bit, it can be a sign of amazement or surprise. If one arches and raises one more than the other, it can indicate that he is questioning or doubting what is being said to him, shows some skepticism. And the lips also send us signals about whether someone might be upset or bitter when they are a little puckered. We can also tell if a person is tense by looking at their clenched jaw and the grinding of their teeth. And that would be all for today. We hope you liked it. Subscribe to see more content and see you in the next one.